feel weird?
We're strong.
Insanely strong.
The answer to what is happening to you is here. You five are the Power Rangers.
Did I just hear you say we're Power Rangers?
Is this some kind of joke? We're talking to a wall.
I was kind of expecting a little
Oh, I mean, put it back on, man. We special guests. We got the Red Ranger up in here, the leader. How you doing, sir? Good to have you. He texted me. He's like, I can't wait to bring my helmet.
He couldn't morph into the whole suit.
No, he broke. Broke ass nigga. Yeah,
Only hit me in the face.
Yeah. It morphs right down here before his credit goes bad. Oh. Yeah, he got the rest of the suit on layaway. He's morphing at JCPenney's and shit. But yeah, thank you for coming in, man. Nice helmet right there. You know what? While we're talking about it, let's just go ahead and make that a natural segue into our first review for this evening, which of course is the big screen, big budget adaptation of the favorite of all the millennials out there, Power Rangers.
Do you feel weird?
We're strong.
Insanely strong.
The answer to what is happening to you is here. You five are the Power Rangers.
Oh shit! Everybody's like, that just sounds powerful. That sounds like $100 million right there. Yeah, people, Power Rangers. You know, back in the day, I get it. See, back in the day, y'all didn't get what you wanted. See, I never was a Power Rangers fan, so let me just say that right now. Big disclaimer before y'all. Well, you don't know shit about Power Rangers anyway. No, I don't. And don't give a fuck about Power Rangers either. But I tell you what, I did my time. I saw the Power Rangers movies that came out back in the day.
Why'd you do that?
Because that was I was doing my job. That was when my timing was bad. That's the first year I started being a critic.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was not really. It wasn't the first year, but it was very early on. I remember it's just like yesterday. 1995, the first Power Rangers movie came out called Power Rangers the Movie with Ivan Ooze up in this bitch.
It's time to pay the piper.
Uh-oh, we're in trouble. Something's coming along and it's
Yeah, man. You know, had a great soundtrack and everything.
I never knew what Ivan Ooze was, and now I see why he kept getting compared to Apocalypse.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know what he was. It said in the name. He was Ooze named Ivan, man. It was self-explanatory. But see, that back then, that movie cost about, $30 or something. But now, today you got the Power Rangers with a big budget, bigger special effects. Oh, and here's the thing about it. It's a much darker film now. Oh yeah, this ain't no kid stuff right here. We ain't playing. This is no game. You know, this is the adult Power Rangers, or at least as close as we can get to it that everybody's been waiting on. Darker themes, more mature themes. They're handling controversial issues right here. And in between all that, they still got time to morph and save the world. Oh my God, what a day to be alive as a Power Rangers fan. You don't give a shit, do you?
I've never liked Power Rangers.
Thank you. Yeah, I like I said, I was a little too old at that time. The most I saw was when I was in college, in between classes on Saturday mornings when I was like 18 or something. But never a fan. Were you a fan?
Oh yeah, I was of that age. I was like 9 or 10 when the series started. So the second I get home from school, Power Rangers. I know it's the same shit every episode, but I must watch this.
Yeah, oh yeah, man. It was. Look, I recognize the popularity of it. Recognize the toys that people sold and everything. I got it. You know. So, but here's the thing with this. Let's just go ahead and talk about what we got right here. Now, as I said, this is a darker movie. And it's also not badly directed. Do you remember who the director is for this?
Dennis something, I believe.
I don't remember, but
Dennis Reynolds.
We'll go with that. Why not? But I will say this about the movie, and I want to get y'all's opinions on this. I thought it opened up pretty impressively. First of all, there's a lot of adult themes that it starts with. They're letting you know right off the bat, if you are offended by the first 5 minutes of it, then pack your shit
just
and
go.
get out.
Just leave.
Yeah, leave. Because they start out killing aliens, annihilating the Earth, and somebody jacked off a bull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
kids.
Yeah, and it's for kids. They joke about somebody jacking off a bull, and they insinuate that he actually finished the job. That bull got a hand job right to the happy ending.
No, man, I milked him. You don't milk him.
Yeah.
Oh, and that milk was delicious. I drink it straight from the teat. But outside of the jokes and everything, and some of the special effects that we see, when I say the direction was pretty cool, they did some creative things with a car crash.
Yeah.
Right at the beginning.
Yeah, that whole chase. You're like, wow, what am I watching? I've seen plenty of adult movies that don't handle this
Yeah,
well.
it almost felt like True Detective.
Yeah.
It really did. I'm not no spoiler because you have to see this in order to understand what we're saying. But they're doing a car chase, and in the car, it's no big CG effects either. It's all camera work.
Yeah.
And they're going around the car while they're being chased by police. They get into this crash. The car flips. There's blood involved. They handle a lot of things. They're not approaching this like a kid's property. They're actually coming in trying some good direction. And you can almost say like, okay, for all the kids out there who wanted Power Rangers to grow up with them, well, you got it.
Yeah.
It's here. It's matured. But here's the thing. With this, they really make it obvious with certain characters too. So y'all, look, I don't know nothing about her. I remember seeing on the screen. I didn't even know her name until, a couple of years ago. But your girl, Rita. Rita Repulsa. Back in is that the name?
No, you got it right.
Okay,
I remember you laughing in the movie like, it's Rita Repulsa.
Well, in the movie, because they want to let you know that we know she's in the movie, but in the very beginning, Bryan Cranston looks at the screen. He's talking another language, but they want to let you know that this other alien is Rita. Like, Rita, I'm like, we know, man. Her name was in the credits. We know.
I didn't know.
Oh, you didn't? Okay, well, here's the thing. So you didn't know about Rita back there? That OG Rita, she was all about. Here's the thing. If y'all expecting that Rita who was hanging out with dudes in rubber suits, making jokes, cracking jokes all day long.
Never got her hands dirty. And that pack a day habit.
Oh yeah, just talking like she smoke a pack a day. Bad lip sync everywhere. You ain't getting that here.
Hear your evilness, let me help you. Walk with me, talk with me.
Oh, you made me step in a puddle, you nitwit!
You motherfucker, get away from me! You stupid son of a bitch! We laughing. Look at this. She's funny. She's hilarious.
She ain't funny.
No. It's
they talk like cereal mascots.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no.
What it was.
Well, don't be surprised. I mean, she might as well be hanging out with the cast of the Rockafire Explosion at Showbiz or something.
Let me get you a man. Oh, it's good to be free after 10,000 years.
It ain't no deep shit. It's a bunch of dudes looking like sports mascots hanging around.
And they ain't even trying with the lip syncing.
No way. Not even with the costumes.
That's how you crank out 300 episodes a year. Don't give a fuck about the lip sync.
Yeah, it was imported, man. It's about as cheap as you can get. And when they always fought by a freeway or top of a building.
Always in a field or by some mountains in the background.
That's how it started off, and then the town would get destroyed and be back by next day.
Yeah,
so that's cool.
You saw homeless people walking by. You actually saw people looking at the camera. What they doing? It's just a bunch of mascots fighting shit like bum fights. But not here. Take that funny business on somewhere else. We ain't playing no games around here. This Rita, she ain't that comedian like that last one. She's a bad bitch in this. I mean, there are points where she actually really is kind of frightening. She's sneaking into people's room, trying to rape them in the middle of the night.
The Yellow Ranger.
Oh, you want armor?
I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
That's okay.
No, please, you're hurting me. You're so strong.
I'm just kidding.
There's your jokes up against that goddamn wall. There's your punchline right there.
You're supposed to be cracking me up and making jokes.
Yeah, and that's Elizabeth That's Elizabeth Banks who plays her, who I can tell you right now, whether you like her performance or not, she's really into it. I guess she was a fan back in the day. And so enough into it that, I like it because they thug her ass out too. Mm-hmm. Because she's walking around looking like a rapper. She got gold teeth.
Yeah. You know why you got that cap in there? God damn it.
And long ass nails.
Yeah, long ass. Like, she really is some hood shit.
Some chola shit.
Yeah, she just got back from them, from the salon. You know? Got her hair did, her nails done.
Floating fingernails.
Yeah, wearing the long ass dookie jewelry. You know,
just short of a grill.
Yeah, just short. It don't, and it doesn't help that she looks like a member of that group, Diane Word.
She does. Yes, she does.
Yeah, don't do it. You know, but you know, that's where I first noticed that they were actually going in, and I said, okay. You know, you're kind of taking this seriously because Rita Repulsa actually kills people.
Yeah, and in the original one, she just kind of like, send my monsters down. I'm gonna have my crew handle this. And this one, she gets her hands dirty and she's not afraid to do it.
Oh no! I tell you what, if she ever comes to the hood and catches a Negro wearing a grill, you dead, man. I mean, unless it's that fake shit, you know.
True.
Yeah,
what the hell? Get the shit out of here.
Yeah, if you wearing Rolos tinfoil on your teeth, you safe. You know? But if you're wearing some pure gold in your mouth, she wants it. She wants it. And for all the fans out there, you probably know why. We'll talk about that a little bit later. I don't know what, but let me ask you something. You being a fan of the property, how did you feel about Elizabeth Banks' performance as Rita Repulsa?
Actually enjoyed it. One of the big things about Power Rangers, especially when you can see the campiness of it now, is that Rita would just be up on her space base on the moon and would send these goofy ass dudes down in rubber suits to handle these guys in suede draws. And it was. In this one, she's mean and she's actually, you know, something to be feared, and that's what was something that was needed, I think, for Power Rangers.
Yeah, you know, it's true, man. There are moments where she gets around a dude will crack a joke and, you know, what you want, bitch? He's smiling too wide and she see the cheek.
Got him.
Yeah. You're like, come here. Martin, you haven't, you being, you know, way past the demographic for this, you know.
Clearly.
I am too. Don't let me put my, but then, you know, it's interesting to see because she's also overplaying in a way. Now, some people say that she's just really into the role, and some people might be like, I just don't get this. This is overacting to me. What did you think about that?
I guess I'm torn because there was times I would look at it. Like she's effective. She's effective at being scary. There was times I would look at her and feel like, man, she's really overdoing this. But as you just showed me that clip of Rita Repulsa from the show, it's giving me serious second thoughts to go like, no, I think she made the right decision on that because she has to play it up cartoonishly to fit the character somewhat, but at the same time she pulled it back enough to where you did fear her, and that's what it was. You took her seriously.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You know, this Rita Repulsa right here would never work with the tone that they're trying to set up in the film. Now, the other thing with this is that, you know, this is something where they continue with a lot of they continue to skirt with a lot of mature themes in the movie, and I was really impressed with some of the things that they were doing in the film. Like I said, they kill people, you know. And there's even a part where the kids are sitting around and they're so-called camping out, drinking soda, talking about their lives. We know they're drinking beer.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I was really surprised. One dude talking about there's soda, everybody. I'm like, nah, man, that's fucking beer.
They probably had to go back and reshoot that.
Yeah. You know, they're going to have to like CG that shit out and make them like Coke cans or something, you know, lollipops or something. But yeah, and you're going to hear me use that word a lot, insinuate or hint at, because they try to do things to get a certain rating and appeal to the kids, but they are trying to approach bigger issues as much as they can, either to make them more mature, more dark. You know, the thing is, though, everybody's doing dark today. Everybody's doing dark. You know, everybody. That's nothing new. Kids don't even care about dark no more. Kids see so much shit today. Nothing shocks them. You know, what about substance though? You know, that's the thing about it. And I was surprised to see these actors really kind of hold this material together. I was thinking that, you know, they were going to come in and spend most of the time in the suits and try to get to that as quickly as they can. But they spent a long period of time developing these characters. And I was, and there's two people in particular that I was impressed with. First is what's his name? Dacker?
Daker?
Dacker Montgomery. Anyway. for the love child of Zac Efron and Jared Leto.
That's what I was like, Zach? You ain't Zach.
Yeah. No, somebody locked him up.
Disney grows these kids in a lab.
Yeah.
So when one gets too old, they go like, all right, open number 26.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Pod.
Yeah. One dude was walking with the DNA of Jared Leto. Another dude was walking with Zac Efron. They bumped into each other. And then you got the Red Ranger.
You got Jared Leto and my Zac Efron.
You got Zac Efron and my Jared Leto. Delicious.
You made this beautiful, sexy mess.
Let's put some peanut butter and chocolate in it. But no, this guy right here, and along with the others, they're good because the bonding, the chemistry, especially the dialogue when they do it, is cheesy. But the kids, who we don't really see that much, I mean, I haven't seen these actors in a whole lot of things. They're like really professional actors who are able to take some light material and do something with the dialogue. Ooh, is that them?
Like mouth it.
Like hey, just like the real Power Rangers.
Why did you bring me out to the woods this time of night? You buffoon!
I don't know, homie. That was the chick, by the way.
Yeah, Jason Scott, star quarterback, crashes and burns, destroys his career and destroys our season. Go Tigers.
Yeah, now I walk around town and everyone's looking at me like I ran over their dog.
So why don't you leave? You know, just go. I could leave here, you know.
Where?
Got it, anywhere.
So let's go. What?
You'd never do it.
Try me.
Oh, you and me? You got a car?
I have a van.
Oh, that's creepy.
It's not that kind of van.
Every van is that kind of van.
Well, shit, you got me there.
It was like,
you're right, but you still want to get in anyway.
You're like, yeah, you got me. Anyway, I got some candy in the van. You want some?
nobody rides for free.
Ass, grass,
Ass, grass,
so you weren't a big fan of the Power Rangers. And
No.
were you not a fan because you didn't like it? You thought it was corny? Because you're a smart guy. You probably ahead of your time at the
As
time.
opposed to good with him.
It's like, God damn, I'm right here.
Still sitting here.
Well, you like all that goofy shit. You know, that's what I'm saying.
I try to get him to clean it up, man.
No, thank you, Martin.
No, I just threw more shit on it. You know. No, but you just admitted you weren't a fan, and I don't know if you weren't a fan because you just didn't like the content, or it's just something that just didn't appeal to you. But how do you feel about these kids, man? These actors in this new one?
I wasn't a fan of it just because even as a kid, I thought it was really goofy and dumb.
So fuck you.
That said, I think the best thing about this are the kids in this movie. They're not working with much, but they are carrying it the best they can, and all of their performances are really earnest, and they're really giving it their all.
Yeah, they're very likable, and when I'm talking about the chemistry between them and the dialogue, they are able to make it sound like kids who are actually hanging out together.
I think I like this. I'm blue.
They're all pissing in the water right now.
Yours is yellow. Yours is yellow too.
No, we're all Yellow Rangers. Why is it warm?
I'm pissing Drano.
Black.
What?
I am.
No, you're not.
You know, they make jokes with each other. They're able to like really, and the jokes might not be that funny, but the way they respond and vibe off each other, it's kind of cool to see them. I mean, and especially when they have to defend each other, when they have to get each other's back. They start out with the fighting, and then they once they start getting close, they really start to help each other. And actually, I'm looking at some of the people that they have here, like R.J. Cyler, and I'll talk about him in a minute. R.J. Cyler, like when him and the Red Ranger Jason Scott, who Dracula, whatever his name
Kree, I guess. Kree.
when they meet, it is one of the greatest bitch slaps in movie history.
The whole theater, man.
Somebody got the shit slapped out of them, and it wasn't like the dude did it by accident. He meant to slap him. He said, 'cause when you get slapped, you look like a bitch.
Yes, you do.
He was like, "Did you just slap me?"
Yeah, and he's like, "Yeah, I did."
Yes, I did.
Yeah, it was like these Power Rangers. You fuck with one, another one come out the corner, and slap the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. The way they bond is.
Well, I think that's
really
one of
great.
the things that that makes it work instead of rather doing it sort of Breakfast Club style where they're all together and they're meeting on equal footing. You see the characters Billy and Jason hit it off right away. They start with their friendship, and they make and Billy, being R.J. Seiler, the black kid, he's not the stereotypical. He's not an athlete. He's not a rapper.
No,
he's just a kid. He's a smart kid with Asperger's or some kind of autism. Yeah, and just from Jason defending him and them forming their own friendship, it's almost like the movie was gonna seem like it was gonna be about them for a little bit.
Yeah.
So you had that established, and then you brought in everybody else one by one, and it built it in a way that felt natural.
Yeah, and that is true. And you know what, R.J. Seiler, I really liked him, and I think I liked him more for being an actor than I did his character, because that's the same kid from Me, Earl,
and the Dying Girl.
Yeah, and there he is
he's
right
also
there.
in that Showtime show coming up. I saw it at South by Southwest. I'm Dying Up Here, where he plays an adult stand-up comedian, way older than he is.
Really?
Here. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, you know, the kid has, I guess, the man. That's how great an actor he is. I thought he was 13.
Yeah,
you know?
no, he's
like
older.
48.
Yeah. He's like, I'll beat your ass. Call me a kid again, goddammit. But no, the guy has a lot of range, and I respected him more as an actor, I think, than the character, because I like the character Billy, the Blue Ranger. But the reason why I didn't really like it, his character wasn't consistent, because as you said, like, he has a form of autism, and in the movie he even says, he tells Jason, he's like, yeah, I don't get jokes, I don't understand sarcasm, but then he's being a comedian at some point in the movie, making jokes and sarcasm.
But I know kids who have Asperger's and some sarcasm and jokes they don't get, but also I've known them to actually say things that were funny, make jokes. It varies. It just depends on where you are.
And even he says, like, I'm on the spectrum, so you don't know if it's really low or way up there.
That is true, and you're right, because there were some moments where he was down, he was cool, he's cracking jokes, and there were other moments where he was goddamn radio.
Well, see, okay, no, I'm glad you show radio, because radio is that example of don't go full retard.
Yeah, no.
And people don't. But that's the thing. Like, if you're gonna have a character in the movie that people want to like and attach themselves to, your autism has to work for you like a superpower, like the accountant.
Rain
Man, somebody, like, if there's, like, people don't like you to use that word retard, but if there's
don't blame Tropic Thunder.
Blame Tropic Thunder, and really, I dare you to watch the whole trailer for radio without saying, damn, he went full retard.
To show everyone.
Well, he's sure taking a liking to that radio.
How much more he could be.
But the truth is, we're not the ones been teaching radio. Radio's the one been teaching us.
This is some degraded shit.
It is, man. It's hard to sit through that.
It really is.
There's a reason his career is stalled after that.
That man will never let that movie down.
He did this and Snow Dogs, and everybody's like, all right, we're gonna let you chill out till we bring you back for OJ.
Can we get that Oscar back?
In fact, when he cashed his check for radio, he looked just like that. I'm sorry. No, there were moments where I was like, well, because he would get mannerisms like radio. When he would try to do something to help out the range, he'd be walking like this. I got it, y'all, hold on. And they would look at Jason like, what the fuck you bring him here for? But I did like him, though. I did like him. What'd you think about him?
No, I really, like, he was my favorite character out of all of them, because it felt like he was being the most earnest. Like, everything, you're rooting for him. One, as somebody that's the social outcast of everybody of this group, but two, just being like a kid that's basically a good guy. He's like, listen, here's my story. This is what my mom, da da da. So you're like, wow. Like, I think of all the characters, even though they focused on Jason a little bit more than him, he had the most depth, because he had the most backstory. The other thing I really liked about this was that in the original Power Rangers, the show, like, they're teenagers with attitudes, but all of them are like on the honor roll and shit like this. So you're like, all right. But in this one, they really are like damn juvenile delinquents. So you're like, all right, I'm cool with this.
Oh no, they don't. They don't, and that's the other thing. They just don't make them, cool kids with attitudes. I mean, they really got problems. Like, they, all of them have something going on. And again, using the word hint or insinuate, I like the way the movie really, they said, we don't care what flack we get from people, or, we don't care about the religious right come in and criticizing us. They have a gay character in the movie. There's no secret. And I'm bringing this up because I respect the movie for what they did, because they kind of, they don't come out and say it, but they are addressing the religious issue with homosexuality. They even kind of talking about, they never come out and say it, but they're almost talking about homosexual reprogramming.
Were you with friends?
Do you have any friends? Why are
This
you
is the
so
problem.
tired?
You ask her 4 questions before she's even answered the first.
Because she's like a ghost around here. She needs to start communicating.
Okay, Trini, let's start over. Please tell us one thing you did today.
Me and 4 kids from Angel Grove found a spaceship buried underground.
What?
Little Sammy.
I'm pretty sure I'm a superhero.
Pee in that cup.
Yeah, she's peeing in the cup so they can test her for gay juice. You know, it's like,
Is this glitter?
where those lesbos molecules in there. But you know, it's like that's a good bit of drama too.
Yeah, it is.
I was really impressed.
It's
by
handled well because they don't dwell on it and they don't overblow it, but you know it's always in the background.
Yeah, you know, and they even do something in the movie where they attack certain cliches. I was rolling my eyes. They did something in Logan where even I said, I'm like, man, you know what? I'm tired of seeing this. You know what I'm talking about?
Because it threw me for a loop too. I was like, no, they didn't.
Do you know the bubble train? Yeah. And like I'm tired of seeing that. I see it in good movies today, and they do something in here where I was like, for once, I would like to see this one thing happen. They try this, and they did it.
Yeah, I was like, all right, bravo.
Yeah, you know,
that
like,
scene,
what?
good job.
Yeah, and also in the movie, I mean, you got everybody's kind of going in. And everybody's trying to do. They don't care about the property. They don't care about this being Power Rangers back in the day. Everybody's coming in trying to bring their A game for a little while, including and most of all your boy Bryan Cranston. Bryan Cranston. Here's the thing about Bryan Cranston. Bryan Cranston, he better come in here and do right
after Godzilla.
Damn right.
Not just after Godzilla, but y'all forget. Like he has to pay respects to his roots.
Yeah.
Your weapons are no match for me. Now you shall taste my fire.
Yeah, before Walter White, he was a giant lizard.
Oh, that was him?
Yeah,
that's him.
He did voice work for Power Rangers.
Yeah, that's him doing the voice. A lot of people saying that's him in the costume. I don't think that is, but
no, that's from Japanese
Japanese
footage, man.
Yeah.
Bryan Cranston flew to Tokyo to do that.
Yeah, that's a Japanese janitor in that shit. But yeah, he had to pay his respects. But as Zordon in the movie, there's not one joke about or fan service about the old Zordon. He's coming in and playing this just as serious as he would as if he was on Breaking Bad.
Right.
And then to see him play it that serious, at first I thought it'd be funny to see him coming in being like dead serious material like this. But I said, man, you kind of bring a little legitimacy to this.
Yeah, and I know when we first saw this trailer, we were concerned about how he looked like the Toys R Us pen thing that you put your face in.
The way you call it, the sharper image.
Yeah. But they did something in here that I really liked is they made him dynamic. Because in the original Power Rangers, he was just in a tube floating. But in this one, but in this one, he's like flying around the room. So they're like staring at him. So you're like, all right, I see. The director was like, all right, I know like having him just sit on the wall is going to look a little goofy. But if I make him move, I can maybe make this a little bit more interesting.
Well,
like,
plus
right.
he kind of hates them, which is one of the
true.
this element where you go like, oh, I wasn't expecting my mentor to be all up my ass.
Yeah.
Telling me I'm a piece of shit.
He's an asshole pretty much the entire movie.
Yeah.
Like, let's not mince words. He's a dick.
No, he is. He's telling them, y'all ain't shit.
Exactly.
You know,
Back when I ran this crew, what, you died? Besides that.
Yeah. Now you're in a wall.
Yeah, he tells them straight out. He says, look, I didn't want you. That goddamn robot brought y'all in here, but y'all are here. You the best we got right now. So he pretty much tells me, just don't fuck something up.
Like, you can't morph. You're never going to just go home.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
There is a point where he says that, leave. It's like, damn.
See, Nino Brown, leave me.
He was like the beast. Go! Right, shit. But you know what? I was respecting this movie, respecting it. This movie had my admiration. I was sitting up here really giving credit to this film for not treating this, because it would be so easy to make some money and make this straight for kids and just do a reboot, a big budget reboot for a new generation. But they decided to actually take that risk and go out the way and pay sincere fan service, to the millennials. The property grew up with them, and they actually were balancing everything out. It's especially when you notice how much of this is a superhero origin film too, because we're talking about how they're friends and how they hang out, but you get about 3 superhero origin movies and stories in one, and they balance them very well. And the reason why is because they all get to sit around and not only discover their powers together, but they also sit around and reveal to each other their darkest secrets, which gives a lot of character to them. The only one that all of these people got problems. One dude mentally challenged, another dude, one girl's gay, one guy,
his mother's ill.
His mother's ill. Jason is Jason is he ruined his football career and he's gonna walk with a limp the rest of his life. Everybody got problems, and then Kimberly, the Pink Ranger, comes up. Well, let me tell you about myself. And she's been spending the whole movie talking about, y'all got problems, but boy, y'all ain't got nothing on me. I'm fucked up, man.
I think her mother's under the floorboards.
Yeah.
The way she's shaking.
Yeah, did you murder people? And then when she finally reveals what it is, everybody's kind of like, that's it? And not only is that lame, but you're a bitch.
Yeah, that's her problem. Is she's kind of a bitch.
Hey, she's a cheerleader though. Like I can imagine that shit happening with that clique.
But they try to make you feel for her, and it's like, nah, you kind of got what's coming to your bullies are legit.
Yeah, but Jason does call her out on that.
He does.
Yeah, no, he does. But he should have came harder. Like, shut the fuck up. I can't walk.
Well, you want to choke her? They bonded at that point. It's like, I might want to tell you somebody to shut the fuck up. I was like, well, I need you on my team.
Well,
so I'm gonna hold it back.
And they've only known each other for like a week and a half.
Well, she and Jason, both their problems are self-inflicted. They're both assholes.
No, they are. They really are.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say he's an asshole.
At the start of that movie,
it was okay. It was something that went wrong.
He brought it on himself. But
he was cool. He owns it. I mean, he completely owns that he brought it on himself.
That's true. That's true.
And you know what? And I tell you, with him being the Red Ranger, the leader, that actor, the way he was written, he really did show leadership.
He did.
Yeah, I like first. I was like, well, I'd be following that pretty much. I like, because he knows what he's doing.
He was a quarterback. It only makes sense he would know how to lead a team.
Yeah. I mean, and they set him up, like I said, the beginning where he's defending people. It's like, all right, this guy's cool. I like him. I'm gonna want to follow him through the rest of the movie. As I said, man, I was really. I was.
Here it comes.
Let me go ahead and grab that rug and put it out under y'all.
Here's the wind up.
No, you don't know what's going to happen. I'm just saying, I'm just being fair. Don't be my man. Y'all heard me say a lot of things. I am being fair. Admired, respected the film, appreciated what they were doing, and thought they were doing it very well. And then something happened where I said, why did you have to do this?
What's going on? Oh my God. The stairs!
Oh my God! There's no way out! Guys!
Let's go! That way! Let's go!
Oh, just like a Negro boy. I'm gone. He's in front of everybody.
That's a sane person.
Yeah. That's in our genes.
Run, got it.
Okay. He's about to bust the wall with a sheep.
You know damn well if you see 5 Negroes run past this door, you're just going to jump up and go, not even ask questions.
I will?
We're going to be all right.
Yeah.
Shit, you go bam. I'm up. I'm gone. I'm like, why did you do that?
You know that had to be there.
I know.
Yeah.
And we've seen it so much worse.
But you know what? And that's what I was going to say. Who does the
Bill
voice?
Hader.
That's Bill Hader.
Mm-hmm. Bill Hader. Okay. And we're talking about the robot. What's his name?
Alpha 6.
There you go.
I thought it was 5.
I want to say 7.
Alpha 5. Oh,
Yeah,
I was thinking he was upgraded. My bad.
Yeah.
Of all the names.
Power Ranger.
Don't you
ever
disrespect Alpha like that again.
I thought he was upgraded.
Yeah. Don't talk to Korey. Like, oh yeah, that iPhone 9's already out, man. Yeah, it's here. No, I look. Don't think I'm mad. I'm not. Don't think I was hating this because Alpha 352 or whatever his name. Alpha. I will say this: he's funnier and cuter than the tone that they set up. But he's cool. He ain't trying to oversell his toys.
Yeah.
He ain't trying to upstage anybody with his lame comedy act.
Right.
He knows when to pull back. He comes in and just in a very humorous tone says, "All right, this is what y'all got to do. I'm gonna step back and let y'all do it."
Yeah.
He's not pulling a steal from Max Steel.
Right. Ooh,
Yeah, exactly.
no.
That's what I
Yeah,
was trying to
he's
think of.
way less obnoxious than I was expecting him
Yeah,
to be.
he's got a funny voice that contradicts the tone that they set up, but I didn't hate it. In fact, I was surprised and thought it was cool that they were able to pull that off like they did.
And the way he was introed was kind of like a horror movie.
It was.
You're like, holy shit!
Yeah, they were like, they were like, kill him.
Like there's even some kids like, what's happening?
Yeah. They do establish pretty early on that he could fuck them all up, too.
Right. Yeah.
Go all up in your ass right now. But it does set up something for the movie. The reason why I shuddered when I saw this, because I said he's a warning for something that's about to happen in this movie. Oh, yes,
he is.
And from that point on, when they introduce him, it's almost like they just said, okay, well, he's here. We can all relax now. and then they also say, and this is what I was dreading with the movie. I almost didn't want to like it because I knew this was going to happen, and I let my guard down. And it did. They said, oh yeah, we're a Power Rangers movie.
Yes.
And the shit just crashes. The two tones that they have, the darkness they set up before, and the thing that happens where they actually turn into the kids show. They actually turn, when I'm talking about the kids show, I'm talking about with the bad special effects, the bad music, the bad dialogue. Those two things just go into a head-on collision, and it is a wreck, if you ask me. Because they what they do here is that everything that they set up that was so cool before, they pretty much just, especially in the last 30 minutes, they just say for the sake of nostalgia, for the sake of bringing in some new kids, and for the sake of just selling some money, let's just get stupid with this shit. And everything that was cool before, let's make that dumb too. Your girl Rita, who was so cool before, she turns from Rita Repulsa to Rita fucking ridiculous, because she turns into that one she turns into the one from the show. What was that line that she said?
Oh, make my monsters grow!
I looked at him, and I was like, because you weren't looking at me. I don't know how you feel about it. But I said, somebody gonna look at me and laughing with me about this shit.
Oh, yeah.
I looked over at him. I was like, am I crazy?
See, that's why I'll let y'all sit next to each other.
You're like, Kurt, you better laugh.
No, I was laughing.
Yeah, you go ahead.
No, you took the words right out of my mouth, because for me, the key phrase of this movie is, it's not as bad as it could be, but I don't think that makes it good, because it feels almost like a pilot to a CW superhero show, and then all of a sudden someone turns that off and turns on an episode of Power Rangers. That's what it feels like. And I think I agree with you completely with what you just said. The earnestness that it was having with its cast, with especially the kids, that goes out the window in that when it becomes that full-on Power Rangers movie that we were all dreading it was going to be, where they are cracking lame-ass jokes, the fight choreography is terrible, and the special effects, like the stuff with Zordon's ship within that looks pretty cool, but that's the best special effect in the movie probably, because once they get in their Zords, that shit looks ridiculous. It looks heinous.
The Zords, for those who don't know what Zords are, they're pretty much the Transformers ripoffs. They're the giant beasts, dinosaurs, and animals. Voltron. Voltron. There you go. Voltron. They're the ripoffs of those, and they look like shit. I mean, what happens here is that they get out of Zordon's lair and they start bringing these effects into real backgrounds in real life, and it's not. Look, it's not terrible CG. It's not, but it's not good either. It's when they actually have to put in real life lit areas, it just doesn't hold up. It looks fake. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Well, no, that was the thing when you're watching it. You're right. The Zords don't look anywhere as good as they could be, but you're also right. It doesn't look that bad either, because again, we've seen things where like this is a property, so we can just do whatever the hell we want to with it. And again, we saw Monster Truck this year, which cost more than this did. and their CG was rough, and including Max Steel the same way. And with most properties that we get, they just like, all right, we'll just give something for the kids, and we'll skip on the CG budget. But here, and this is where I noticed it too, and it was something I actually appreciated about it, was that it wasn't that great, but they always went the route to make it either, like I said with Zordon, either move so fast or have it shrouded in something to where it's not like, oh, I can't look at this, because there's something in here as a Power Ranger fan that you are going to want to see, and I'm gonna let you know right now, you only get brief glimpses of it, and it's one of the climax moments, so it's unfortunate, but I do appreciate that they tried to put that on screen even though they couldn't afford it.
And I don't know if we're talking about the same thing, but I'm gonna switch it over to Martin, because Martin, you are hard on CG. Even when people say it's all right, you be the main one like, it looked like shit. And how do you feel about the CG in this?
Well, to borrow what Patrick said, I expected worse. I expected much worse not only throughout the movie, but especially with the CG. The thing is, this movie's 2 hours, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I feel like for an hour and a half, I got a movie that pleasantly surprised me, where I was having a good time and even like tugged on my heartstrings at one point. That shocked me. But at the same time in my head, I'm like, but it's got to be a Power Rangers movie at some point because that's the title of it.
Right.
And by the time it gets to it, I was like, you know what? I'm cool with y'all. Just do what you got to do. And
Get the fuck out of here.
It's all fan service from there. It really is. From that point on, it's for all the people who grew up watching the show and loved it. Because I felt like for them, they might be mad that they have to wait so long to get what they came for.
There were people talking about that afterwards.
Oh, I'm sure. Because I was like, man, I feel like they made this movie for me. And to the point where I felt guilty, like, come on, give the kids something. You know what they want. And the thing is, I feel like just even remembering watching those clips from Power Rangers, it's so goofy. It's so stupid. It's so far from reality. There's just no way to parse that and the good movie they were making in the beginning. And I was like, I don't know how you can seamlessly do it. I mean, whatever you do, just try your best.
Well,
because if I sat there and if I thought like, all right, how would I have done this to bridge that gap? I got nothing. I don't know how you would do that. So I figure like, okay, you got to give the people what they want, so they leave pumping their fist and come back for it. And you know what? The Zords might not look great, but they look better than Transformers, which we saw.
No,
a trailer
no,
for.
they do not. No, they look. These look like.
I can tell what they were.
These look like fucking toys that people playing with. They put on a green screen. I mean, you got your opinion, I got mine. These look like no.
Well, no. To piggyback off what Martin said is like, yeah, you are, because it's 2 hours and you're gonna wait a long time till you actually see probably what you came to see. But if you are a legit Power Rangers fan, there's I'm not gonna say at the same level as Lego Batman, but there's Easter eggs like every 2 minutes. So the second you're like, oh, like for the casual viewer, you might be, I don't understand what's going on. I might be a little bored.
I was never bored, and I wasn't confused, but clearly there was stuff going on that I didn't know about. It didn't affect me.
Well, yeah, and then in the last moments he's talking about is when they just went pure fan service. So even if you're just familiar with Power Rangers, you'd be like, all right, I know where that's from.
I am curious. I know one issue that you in particular have with movies is product placement.
Ooh,
yeah.
And there's a big, like,
you know what? Because I want you to be with me on this.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna go off.
Okay.
When it gets to that, because I know this is where because that's gonna be the test. You hear what I'm saying? That's gonna be the test of people around here, and you see what I'm talking about. You see. It all will be revealed. No,
set me up, white man.
I'm sorry. I was just genuinely curious.
Well, because here's the thing. As a fan, there are two things I got to question you about here. One, like I said, I don't know nothing about this. I went through a little Power Rangers crash course before I saw this, and because I was like, who the fuck is Goldar? You know, Crash. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, it crashed like this fucking movie did. But I didn't know anything about Goldar. I just know I knew Goldar was going to be the big revealed bad guy at the end. And so when I saw it, I thought, okay, because I saw what Goldar looked like in the trailer. And then I went and looked at Power Rangers. Now, this is your original Goldar right here. Now, keep in mind, it's a dude in a rubber suit. He's kind of goofy.
Kind of goofy.
I'll get you for that.
I'm going to tell my mom.
Is that a gorilla suit with gold armor?
Yeah, he's literally a flying monkey.
Yeah,
with gold shit.
And look, they filmed on the side of the road somewhere.
Yeah, that's a water tower in the back.
Oh yeah.
Now send you back to where you came
from. It's an electric tower.
Oh yeah.
They're getting cancer under that.
Goldar, if you're gonna make your move, make it.
Fuck you, man.
The fighting is still better than Iron Fist.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And gold trumps Iron Man, but at least he was a character. He had personality. Maybe it was lame, but he had personality.
Maybe it was lame.
But it's for a kid show. He spoke, he did stuff, he cracked jokes. It was goofy and it was funny. This fucking Goldar they got in here you got a cool looking suit with a monkey man in it, which for kids is great. In the movie, in this fucking film, at least I look at this movie, it's like a giant melting stick of butter, man. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? And it's a bad CG effect. And I don't know. I mean, I think for somebody, if I was a fan of the show, I'd be like, why are you giving me a giant, this giant melted fucking popcorn butter and not giving me this Rick James Wolfman looking dude?
See, that's
when you watch the show, didn't you watch it for Goldar?
No, it was fucking worse. But no, yeah, and that was the thing watching it too. I was like, man, like. That Goldar looks off, and I was like, well, wait a second, would I want the monkey one? Like, I don't know if I want a King Kong in a gold suit. I didn't want that, man.
You know what?
I didn't want that.
Why the fuck? Wait a minute, out of all the shit you get here, all of a sudden, man, a gold monkey, I can't fuck with that. Come on,
dude,
man.
No, that gold monkey looks way worse than the gold shit we got on screen.
No.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Y'all haven't even seen the fucking movie.
I don't even know this shit. I'm like, give me the monkey.
Hold on, you were totally blowing him off until you noticed he was saying,
he agrees with me.
to
the Red Ranger was started dick riding.
He's the Red Ranger. He knows.
Where the rest of his suit?
Yeah.
I mean,
he robbed the Red Ranger to his helmet.
He's the red helmet.
Can we just say they both look terrible? Because
you're right. They're both. Like I said, I'm not saying it's a great effect or anything. But I was thinking if it was picking between that and getting the rubber suit guy fighting some another CG thing, I don't want that.
No. Put an argument here because we're talking about like they gonna take the actual monkey suit and put it in $100 million movie. They took Rita Repulsa, who's a fucking chain smoker in a robe. And change it into a creepy chick, at least for some of the movie. They could do the same thing. You don't have to take the exact design. They could take something and make it cooler.
But it is cooler because he's 100 feet tall.
He's 100.
It could be a 100-foot tall monkey.
Okay. First of all, you haven't seen your.
Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. You don't act like you can't do shit with this.
In the Power Rangers show, he did get big, and it looked way worse. Yeah, you don't have that.
It's the show.
Okay, but that's what I'm trying to tell you.
They can take this and do anything with it.
And here's the other thing. You would have been pissed off because that would have added another character, which would have been more time. Because in that, you saw him talking.
They could do anything.
And in the movie, Goldar is not talking at all. He's there to do what he needs to do and gets the fuck out.
Goldar fucking sucks. Goldar looks like shit. I want that bumper sticker. Goldar looks like shit.
Goldar was the biggest threat in the movie.
What, you gonna cover everybody with fucking butter and drown them? I mean,
he's destroying the town. Well, when the Power Rangers themselves aren't destroying the town,
you know what?
Stop him.
The thing is,
yeah, man, come on.
Nothing matters. Nothing matters in that last half. You're talking about like there's a real threat. Shit don't matter, and this is where I'm gonna really say something here because I could let all this go. I mean, I would say it's a shame that they really did not follow through with the great stuff that they had before. I mean, when I say great, that's relative. But but what there's a lot I can't forgive. There's a lot I can walk away from. But what I cannot walk away from, and you, boy, you said this yourself.
The second we left, boy, I was like, I really want some donuts.
This shit turns into a 30-minute shameless commercial for fucking Krispy Kreme. And
they are delicious.
They are pretty good. I was gonna buy some, and I thought there's none in between.
Y'all out there need to back me up on this because the whole thing is like I could even let it go. Like I don't have a problem with product placement if it can work into the movie. Yeah. But they find every way to say Krispy Kreme for the last 30 minutes. We gotta get to the Krispy Kreme. It's in the Krispy Kreme.
Yeah,
hey y'all, let's find Krispy Kreme. Mark, you hate product placement.
But Krispy Kreme played a prominent role in the old show.
No, it didn't.
How would you know?
Because I like Krispy Kreme. I ain't never heard them talk about Power Rangers when I went up in there. And here's the deal. I could have even I wouldn't even been upset. I was like, wow, that sucks. But what really got to me is that your girl, Rita Repulsa, actually stops and she looks in the middle of the street. She's like, oh, that's the Krispy Kreme. And then they go in and the bitch poses with a donut. She's like, And I was like, you gotta be fucking
But
kidding
she's
me.
an actress. You know she never bit that
Oh,
gun
hey,
out.
look, brother. She
Or spit it out.
Hey. Y'all can sit up here and say what you want to, but you are the main ones who say, I hate product placement. In
I
fact,
do.
you say that's a pet peeve of yours.
It is.
This
And
is a shameless plug.
It is. It's very shameless, and it's something where you're just like, wow, I can't believe they did that.
If y'all like that,
I know.
you cannot ever say anything about product placement movies again.
Can I say I liked one thing about it? There were at least one funny joke where they was like, "Is that an important place?" And he's like, "Yeah, I guess."
I didn't mind it as much because they made a joke out of it, so they rolled it into it. And often when I hate product placement is when it's there and they don't acknowledge it. They act like we don't see what's going on.
Wow, but there have been times they mentioned something. You've been like, in the product placement. Boy, y'all are something else, man.
I understand where he's coming from. Man,
y'all some hypocrites, boy.
Man, we trying to explain it to you.
You're not listening to us, Goldar. Come on, man.
Explain, my monkeys, explain.
No,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, what we're saying is like, we've seen shameless, multiple product placements. Like prime example, I could think of Transformers, the most recent one with Mark Wahlberg, where a Bud Light truck explodes and he cracks a beer, drinks it, spits it out, and then there's a Geico commercial, then there's a Nutrilife commercial, where there's like 20 different products in this. This was the one.
I would rather have 20 different products where they work into the movie and don't say anything about it. Instead of the movie stopping and saying, look, Krispy Kreme.
I feel like you got what you wanted.
Yeah, I actually don't mind that as much.
Well, we on two different things. Next time y'all bring up product placement, we'll remember this.
I thought the first time they mentioned it, I actually thought it was pretty funny.
Right, because everybody laughed the first time.
Yeah, the first time it was because it's Rita saying it for the first time she's ever heard it, and her reaction is funny. But to your point, they won't let that shit go.
It's
they
horrible,
keep
man.
saying it, and it did bother me after that.
And the fact that they are doing an active promotion. They had Elizabeth Banks tweeting out Krispy Kreme while she was getting drunk. Seriously, she got a bottle of whiskey next to Krispy Kreme. They had this ad running for a long time before the movie came out.
Now, see, I didn't know that when I saw the movie.
I didn't either, but I went home and was like, they must be doing something with Krispy Kreme. And sure enough, they were doing it. I mean,
they did it with Burger King in when the first one came out.
Yeah, but like I said, man, I can let product placement go, but when it actually turns into a commercial, it's a bad film. You know, I mean, I'll let you.
It's a bad move. Doesn't make it a bad film.
There's a lot that can make this a bad movie, but that's me. Like I said, I'm not the fan here, but you guys go ahead.
I'd like to wait. Somebody else go.
Yeah, I already spoke.
You want me to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, wrap it up for us.
Okay. Well, I think the key word here is it's not as bad as it could be, or not as bad as you're expecting. I think it's like a really good example of turd polishing. It's like, oh wow, you got it a little shinier than I expected. I don't think it's a good movie. In fact, for the most part, I think it's a pretty bad one. But I think there are elements of it that do work much better than I was expecting it to. I just wish there was way more of them in there, namely the stuff with the characters at the beginning, and the stuff that does work like that, I feel like they undercut it at the end when it turns into an actual episode of Power Rangers. So for me, I give it a rental. If you are a Power Rangers fan, you'll probably like it. I'm saying this as someone who doesn't like the property at all, and I still was able to find some things worth enjoying there. So I don't think I'm nearly as angry at it as you are.
Well, I'll let you guys go.
Well, I fucking hate Power Rangers, and really enjoyed this movie. I mean, this was a real surprise. I was just sitting there like, how is this possible that this is not sucking ass? It's actually like fun watching the kids. And as much as we were like, oh, it's Breakfast Club meets Chronicle, it's got a lot more in common with the first Spider-Man movie. And just watching them, the way they played together, I was like, man, I almost wish this wasn't a Power Rangers movie, because I know where it eventually has to go.
Yeah.
But it seemed to be reluctant to get there or make it to where it was like, listen, we got to get you there, but let us entertain you and give you a soft landing as possible. So, like I said, by the time it got to it, I'm like, yeah, this is where all that stuff comes in. You know what? I've been here this long. I'm fine. I'm fine. You guys do what you got to do, enough to appease the people who came to see this stuff. And even as that stuff goes, I'm like, you know what? As much as this might not be for me, when I think back to the show, or especially watching clips, I'm like, still better than that. I think it delivers on what it should. I give it a high matinee.
What about you?
from a guy that grew up watching the Power Rangers, probably the biggest fan in here. This also being grouped together with a lot of my Saturday morning cartoons, which includes the X-Men. Their first movie was in the upper level. Spider-Man, their first movie was in the upper level. But then we also have Max Steel, where those movies are shit, and we have other properties that come out that are like that. I feel like this is one of the ones that are up there with the better first films coming from Kids WB or Fox Kids, whatever you watched it on. I really enjoyed a lot of them coming together and growing up as a team. There were a lot of really great visual moments in here. Them discovering the alien ship for the first time, going underwater. That was a cool visual. We talked about the car chase. We talked about the unexpected scene when something happens with the car. And there were a lot of moments in here where they not only did better than what I thought they were going to do, they actually surprised me with what they did. Obviously, you're going to be obligated to get that last big battle in, that big Super Sentai kaiju fight that happens. But it's something where all of the stuff leading up to the big flashy explosions, all the stuff at the end, and some of the very, very iffy CGI, it was a really good film. And at the end, the last, I'd say 15 to 20 minutes is where I feel like they did make a stumble. But 15 to 20 minutes out of a 2-hour movie, and it still didn't just fall apart at the very end. It was something I appreciated, and I think they did a good job with it. And I'd give it a matinee.
All right, well,
especially if you're a Power Rangers fan, you'll get a lot out of it.
Well, speaking of being a Power Rangers fan, I think that there's I'm just going to come out and say it. It's a bad movie. I think a lot of people either saying that, wow, I'm surprised because it's not as bad as I thought it would be, or people are really riding high on nostalgia with this. And because I look at this, and I'm looking at it as a film, somebody who did not know anything about Power Rangers, I'm actually impressed with what they pulled off. But as a movie, it just doesn't come together. I mean, we're all talking about things in this film that we've criticized movies for doing less of, and for some reason, this is getting a pass. It's a shitty film.
Dude, I said the same thing with you with John Wick.
John Wick. Here's the thing about John Wick.
Here we go. Here's the thing.
Well, no, with John Wick, for one thing, with John Wick, with one thing, with John Wick and any other movie you want to bring up, King Kong, anything. I mean,
oh yeah.
But you know what? These are movies where they are consistent with what they do. And say what you will about some of the old Power Rangers, especially want to say something about the Power Rangers show or movie. I know what those were made for. Those were made for a certain audience. That's why I never look down on it. So when I look at this, I don't look at it with disdain. It's stupid. I know that, and kids love it. I watched crazy stuff when I was a kid and loved it too. But the thing about it is that's gonna be consistent. That fucking pig that we're watching right there, he's not gonna be goofy and fighting and looking like that, and then stop and kill somebody and turn around and complain about being homosexually confused. It's not gonna be two different things trying to fit into something. This movie tries to be this mature movie in the beginning, and then it goes on to be the kids movie. The kids show complete with the theme song playing. And as somebody who's watching this and admired it for what it was at first and gave it actual, sincere criticism, that last half is a horrible. It is a horrible 30 minutes, which pretty much undermines what they were doing before. And I could even let that slide, as I said, had they not gone in and not only been a bad kid show, but being a commercial for a product. And I don't care how much you say movies go out there and they do product placement worse. I've never seen something as blatantly bad as it is here. I'm not. If you're a Power Rangers fan, then you're the one that this is made for. So I have nothing to say to you about that. You like it, I mean, yeah. Hey, Gertz, look at Gertz. Hey, I got mine over here too.
He don't like Power Rangers,
and guess what? I don't either. But like I'm saying, if you're a fan, I wouldn't even say it's a full price movie. I'd say it's just a mediocre matinee. But with all my complaining about this, it's not enough to go in and say it's bullshit. They did enough competent directing here. They did some ambitious things, which worked. And it worked for the majority of the movie, which makes it feel worse that it was the last 30 minutes that was so horrible. But I don't look at that and don't praise the movie for what it did do right. So for that, I give it a rental. For somebody like me who's not a fan, I give it a rental. So
I'd like to see what the writers of the Lego movie could do with Power Rangers. I think they could own that goofiness of it and still make it fun.
It's animated and spastic, so there'd be way too much shit going on if they tried that. It costs way too much.
That's the thing. One of the things I thought was ambitious that they would take a more serious tone with this, because it would have been super easy to go the Lego movie or 21 Jump Street route with it.
That's excuses. I don't make excuses. I hold shit to a stand. You can always That's what I always say. I don't ever say it would be this, it would be that. No, you get some good writers who take a smart approach to something.
This movie slash your tires.
Yeah, man. I feel like never mind.
No,
never mind.
You know what? It did slash my tires. When I was liking it so much and it went in and did some bad things like that, I had to catch a cab home.
I don't know. I don't think it would be easy to make Power Rangers funny because that shit's awful.
Hey, there's
that
a lot
show
of
is terrible.
There's a lot of awful properties that people have gone in and did some surprising things with. I don't ever say don't.
Man, name one better than this. There was a Saturday morning cartoon.
That was a Saturday morning cartoon?
Yeah.
Spider-Man. It was a Saturday morning cartoon? Hey!
Okay, that went where? You want to go to the Amazing Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2?
The Mr. T.
Yeah. This is a good jumping off point because they said they're making 5 more of these.
I figure that's why they spent so much time just doing the origin with the kids and waiting to the
So
end.
you know those
for the
other
actual
5
Power
movies
Rangers.
are going to be like the last
and you
30
know
minutes of
what?
this one.
Now the next one will be that last 30 minutes for the whole 2
It
hours.
will be. And either that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing because you know origin stories are the best. Now that they told their story, there's going to be some bullshit
Hey
after
man,
this.
but it'll be consistent, and that's what you want.
And if I get that, hey man, you know what?
They're going to have Krispy Kreme plastered on the Zords.
Krispy Kreme starring.
This is your time.